Hi, this is Vicki with Learning Home Volunteers, and this week we're going to work with blocks. The children are going to get to work with blocks on the flat, like a puzzle, and then vertically to build things with. And before we get started on the activities, I promised I was going to share the value of working with blocks for children. The first reason to include blocks in your child's play is how effective they are in building spatial reasoning skills. Having good spatial skills allows you to be able to think about and manipulate an object in your mind. Having these skills allows you to compare two objects to see which one's bigger or smaller, to imagine the backside of an object without actually having to turn it around, and to be able to fit objects within other objects. Engineers use these skills to imagine, say, how wind might affect a building. A gymnast uses spatial awareness to perform a sequence of movements and stay on the mat. This skill is used in driving, building furniture, fixing a car, and even baking. Our second reason, and that blocks are important, is that building with blocks improves creativity and problem solving. There are 1,000 different ways to build a tower that uses 20 blocks. Each of those different ideas are right and solve the problem. Having to have the ability to solve a problem in a number of different ways helps build on a child's creativity. These skills, as our world becomes more complicated, are going to be important skills to have. The third reason to have children play with blocks is to enhance the mathematical part of their brain and help them do better at math in school. And finally, pairing blocks with toys actually encourage pretend play, which is rich in language and is typically done with others, and helps sequence ideas, which obviously is essential reading skill. In fact, reading books and enacting the book with the blocks helps children sequence the story, remember the story, and be able to use language to modify or retell the story. Any way you look at it, blocks are great for developing important skills. This is activity number 3, a block-shaped puzzle. It's strange when we look at this as an adult, we see the red triangle and the outline of that triangle are exactly the same thing. But for our little ones, they're still working on their visual discrimination skills. Visual discrimination is simply being able to determine differences or similarity in objects based on size, color, or shape. Visual discrimination helps us recognize letters or written numbers, but it also helps interpret facial expressions and body language. It is an essential skill. There are lots of different types of activities we can work on this skill, including puzzles, recognizing opposites, sorting, and sequencing. And in your box, you're going to find a two-sided piece of paper which your learner can use their block pieces to complete a puzzle. And if your learner liked this, here are some more ideas. This first idea uses tape. You can make a simple shape. This one's a square, but it could have been a triangle or a rectangle or a circle. And put that tape or chalk on the floor and then have the child try to fill it so it is used with as many blocks as possible. Or using your blocks on the back side of a cereal box, you could trace them and then cut them out, making your very own puzzle. Kind of cool, right? This is activity number 4, building task cards. To make our process of building a little bit more fun, we've included some challenge cards to inspire building with real pictures of things that are actually built. Using the materials provided, can they build a tunnel, a ramp, or one of the other items? Or maybe they would like to design their own building. They can plan it out first and then choose what materials they'd like to use. Whatever they decide to build, we would love to see their constructions. Please post pictures. Well, that's all for this week. Next week, we build with clay.